Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your businesses. You know, this show's great friends with Senator Ted Cruz. My understanding is from his campaign people, he's been on my program more than any other show around the country. Of course, now he's been elected. He's hard to get on these days, but we still consider him a great friend of the show. There's this cool, inspiring educational book called Cruz to the Future. It's a coloring book, and I love the idea, you know, and it's going to be one of those things that, particularly in the hands of the left, are going to make fun of it. But you know what? Shame on them. We need heroes. We need heroes in the 21st century like we did in the founding era, and I love a company that celebrates Ted Cruz, who, in my opinion, certainly is a hero. Here's a video. We get to interview today the publisher of the company, Wayne Bell, of Really Big Coloring Books, and we're going to interview him shortly. But here's a great video that I think summarizes nicely what the book is all about, and you'll hear Wayne Bell's voice.
Hi there. This is Wayne Bell from Really Big Coloring Books in St. Louis. Today we would like to introduce you to one of our newest publications, Cruz to the Future. This is about sitting Senator Raphael Edward Ted Cruz. This book highlights his life. It kind of tells you who he is and what he does. You know, we've talked to a lot of parents around the country, and they really enjoy seeing modern day people in children's literature. So we decided to make the U.S. Senator Cruz to the Future, Raphael Edward Ted Cruz Coloring Activity Book for Children. It's sort of a comic book as well. Highlights his family, who he is, and what he does. You can find these books right now today at coloringbook.com. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
All right, Wayne. I love the summary. That put it so nicely. In case we miss anything here on the program, I got to admit, when I first saw it, I laughed. I couldn't help but laugh. You know, and there was a part of me that's like, wow, he has now reached almost superhero status. And my request at the end of this segment will be for you to make a comic book of me with the cape and everything, because I think I deserve that. But no, I love this idea. America needs heroes. The cynicism from our youth on up is huge. And Ted Cruz, he's a rock star. He's a hero.
He is a rock star. He is a hero. And a lot of people, I mean, I've been in the publishing industry for about 30 years. And we've made a lot of cultural event coloring books and activity books, and that's where this book comes from, is our cultural event section. I mean, typically our company makes ABCs, dinosaurs, zoo animals, everyday coloring books for children. But we started making cultural event books a few years ago because parents, one thing we know how to do is listen to what parents say. Parents are very passionate about their children and in educating their children, and most of all, they want the best for their children, for their kids. And we ask them what they want to see in modern-day heroes and like superheroes. And it's really funny because Cruz's name, Senator Ted Cruz's name, keeps popping up.
Absolutely.
So we decided to make the book, Cruz to the Future. And the man being, the son of an Irish-Italian mother and a Cuban immigrant father who fled oppression and came to America penniless and didn't speak a word of English. I mean, all of that comes to bear in this book. And it's really incredible because people truly love Ted Cruz throughout the country.
Absolutely. He is a hero, and America needs heroes. There's no question about it. And I think this man was, I know he has now presidential ambitions. I don't know where those are going to go, but I personally believe, because of his background, his education, I was the head of an organization where he learned the Constitution. I was the executive director of the Free Enterprise Education Center, which is a program he went through here in Houston to learn the Constitution. And I tell you, I think this guy in particular is designed to be a U.S. Senator, and I hope that's where he spends the rest of his career. I understand ambition. Ambition's a very intoxicating thing, but nonetheless, I certainly wouldn't complain if he served as a president of the United States. He is so well-versed, so well-prepared, and when he swore to defend the Constitution, I know from his background, I know from his training, he swore to defend it word for word because he knew it word for word. And he's one of the very few people who knows the Constitution word for word.
Our company publishes books for children specifically on the U.S. Constitution just for kids. We have the Little Pocket Constitution. And one of the phrases from Ted Cruz was, I believe, that the Constitution is his measure or his test for every question or something like that. It's in our book. And so parents, they really listen to those kind of things.
Yeah.
And so we started doing research and asking our customers what they thought. And we got responses from Republicans, from Democrats, from Libertarians, from Independents all over the country. I mean, literally from Miami to Seattle to L.A. to New York. And we asked people what they really thought. And when you ask them kind of privately and not in the glare of any spotlight or news or anything, and you ask them what they really think, they admire this man intensely for standing up and giving his 21-hour speech.
Yeah,
That
oh,
just
absolutely.
blew people away.
Absolutely. You know what? Anytime they shut down the government for 21 hours, I'm thrilled. And so even if there was no, tangible result that came from it, they call it, a blowbuster instead of a filibuster because there was no filibuster to it. I love it when they do that kind of thing. And it was a great lesson of civics and a great lesson of the power that the founders originally intended for the Senate, originally designed to protect the states from the federal government. And he exploited that to its fullest. He's a great American, and I love his passion. And, and most people who hate him really, really fear him or envy him. Those are the two main reasons why people don't like Ted Cruz. They either fear him or they envy him, and sometimes both.
Or he makes them look at themselves. That's one of the things that we found in putting the book together, is that the national motto of America, basically, is the terms that we have found through our research is in God we trust. That's really the national motto of America. It's on our money. It's everywhere throughout America. And that scares people sometimes, but Ted Cruz brought that out more publicly, the Ten Commandments, than probably any other media or any other political personality in the last 10 years.
All right, I'm going to have to put you out of the spot, Wayne. I know my listeners would be very upset if I wasn't able to offer some of these books in a giveaway in the next week or so. Would you be able to supply me a few of those to give to my audience?
Absolutely, we'll be more than happy. We've got several thousand more that we're literally printing as we speak.
Wow.
The first press run is just about disappeared.
Send me a dozen. Can you send me a dozen?
Absolutely. We'll be pleased to send you a dozen.
I will promote the heck out of it. And people need to go to coloringbook.com, look at the bottom right-hand corner, and Ted Cruz to the Future. I love it. What a great idea. Have you done any other books on modern people, individuals today?
Well, something that we've done is that we published in 2010 the Tea Party Coloring Book for Kids.
Oh, I saw that, and I wrote about that and spoke about that. I love that, too.
Well, this is the response that elicited out of New York, and I'm not kidding a bit. There was a group in New York that wrote a manifesto, 5 guys, that were going to come down and literally in an ice cream truck and put me in a chloroform headlock.
What?
And I know it's what I said too. And we got a call from the police letting us know what was going on. But that's the kind of intense response these types of just everyday books garner from America sometimes.
You know what? It's dangerous to love America these days, buddy. You're living proof of that. And as we wrap this up, I do want to encourage people, go to coloringbook.com. Right there in the bottom right-hand corner, Cruz to the Future. Make sure you click that. Order several copies. Give it to all your liberal friends as part of their Christmas presents. And let's face it, we know where their reading level's at anyway, so this will be good for them to start with a coloring book to work their way out to serious reading as time goes by. And you can irritate them in the process. But I'm going to be giving them away here on the show. And if you could throw in a couple of Tea Party books as well, I want to talk about that.
And Kevin, the only other thing I would like to mention to your listeners is that in the book itself, there is a certificate of participation for the Pledge of Allegiance. It has the Pledge of Allegiance, the history of the Pledge of Allegiance, how to say the Pledge of Allegiance, what to do if you're in the military or if you stand at attention at a ball game. But it's a cutout page in the book, and we encourage every child to cut that out, make copies, take it to school and give it to your teacher, give it to your principal, give it to your friends, and teach children that they should be proud of the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right. Sounds like a great note to end on. And again, thanks so much, Wayne, for being with us. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to give my producer to get on to give you an address to send that material to. Let me ask you, I hope you do interviews with people that are hostile towards you. I really do.
We do.
You just want to know. You just want to know if they're going to be hostile.
I just want to know if I'm going to get ambushed. I literally I ask that question almost on every interview because sometimes I will get online and the next thing I know, I'm the worst smelling piece of whatever that ever existed in the history of mankind.
Yeah, well, for those who are offensive, the truth is offensive. And so
it is offensive.
It is offensive. And so coloringbook.com, bottom right-hand corner, click that Ted Cruz button. How many interviews have you done about the Ted Cruz book?
I think already this morning there's been 4 back-to-back.
Are you kidding? I thought I was the first one. Holy mackerel. All right.
And it started out of Dallas, I think. There was a station in Dallas, and it's just, we love it. We just think the book is fantastic, and the book represents the people. That's all there is to it.
Well, make sure you send me some, and I'll promote the heck out of it, and we'll put you on hold. And Wayne Bell, thanks so much for being with us, and thanks for being a great American.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, much more for you. We want to remind you, best content here, it shows up over there at usdailyreview.com, and you're listening to The Price of Business.